You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Now, our next topic might surprise some viewers. A lot of times we talk about inflammation in the body with joints, aches and pains, but did you know it can also inflame the brain? Well, Dr. Currie calls this brain on fire, and he's here today to talk to us about what that means and what qualifies him to discuss it on this topic. Dr. Currie, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Nicole. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so brain on fire. You have studied this. First of all, define it, and then what have you learned?
Well, in 2019, I went through the course in California through the Institute of Functional Medicine on prevention of cognitive decline and helping people maintain their brain health and cognitive function. And so the reality is a brain on fire ultimately goes down to inflammation, hidden inflammation that's inside the brain. It doesn't cause pain like arthritis, but it quietly damages the brain cells over time, and people can experience this as brain fog, poor memory, difficulty focusing, mood swings, or even anxiety and depression. And left unchecked, it can accelerate the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease.
Okay, so some of those are the symptoms that we might be experiencing with brain on fire. What causes this kind of brain inflammation?
Some of the most common ones are memory lapses, trouble concentrating, low motivation, irritability, and mood changes. Many people think it's just aging or stress, but it's often inflammation that's slowing down the brain and how it processes signals. Over time, these symptoms can worsen into depression, sleep problems, or early cognitive decline.
Okay, very serious subject for sure. What causes these kinds of inflammations in the brain?
Well, there are several root causes. A big one, a really big one, is the gut-brain connection. If the gut is unhealthy, it leaks toxins and inflammatory chemicals that travel to the brain. Blood sugar instability from diabetes or insulin resistance also inflames the brain. In fact, type 2 diabetics are 2 to 5 times more likely to develop dementia than a non-diabetic because high blood sugar and excessive insulin levels are very, very toxic to the hippocampus. And what I always explain to my patients is the hippocampus is kind of like your brain's memory librarian. It doesn't hold on to every single memory, but it decides where your memories go and helps you retrieve them when you need them. So when inflammation damages the hippocampus, memory and learning suffer. Nutrient deficiencies like low omega-3 fatty acids, B vitamins can starve the brain of what it needs to function. So environmental toxins, mold, chronic infections can also trigger it. And the key is that it's not random. These are identifiable causes that we can uncover. So I often find at least one of these deficiencies in my new patients, and many times I discover multiple deficiencies that make a huge difference in the way that they feel in their lives. And so I always say it's one thing to be alive. It's another when it comes to feeling like living and having a purpose and feeling good enough to act on that purpose.
I appreciate this conversation so much. I know so many people fear as they get older, losing memory and just experiencing memory loss. Why do people miss this inflammation so often?
Most people never get advanced testing that looks at inflammation markers, nutrient levels, or their gut health. Standard care often just prescribes an antidepressant or a memory drug, but that doesn't stop the fire. We need to ask, why is the brain inflamed? And that's where I step in as a nutritional pathologist and functional medicine practitioner. I work to uncover the hidden drivers and correct them before they cause irreversible damage.
Okay, and what happens if this inflammation is ignored?
Well, Nicole, long-term risks are very, very serious for this. Brain inflammation accelerates aging in the brain. It makes dementia and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's more likely. But even before that stage, it steals quality of life. People lose energy, focus, joy, and resilience. And the sad truth is many people write this off as just getting older.
It's so sad to me, again, because as we are aging more gracefully and with health on our mind, we want to keep our minds sharp. So if somebody feels like they are experiencing this memory loss, this brain fog, what should they do?
Well, you know, what I always tell everyone, Nicole, many people call those the warning signs, right? Whenever these events start happening, the warning shot's been fired. The British are coming, and when the inflamed brain starts to deteriorate, things can progress quickly. So the big question is, like you just said, what do we choose to do about it? The good news is it doesn't have to be this way. In the end, who won that war? The American colonies, right? So it's possible to do big things if you do the right things and identify the drivers of brain inflammation and make corrections at the root level. And so from that standpoint, I just tell people to scan that QR code on the screen to get my free report, or go to the website, the arutoxic.net, and they can get the free report that talks about my Back to You method.
Dr. Currie, I always enjoy our conversations. You teach me so much. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Nicole.
So this is powerful information. If you've been struggling with brain fog, memory loss, or mood swings, don't just chalk it up to getting older. It could be the warning sign that your brain is on fire. Be sure to give Dr. Currie a call. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Arkansas Style.